G'day guys, welcome back to MG Rebuild. And in this episode, a little bit more of a catch up. G'day guys, and welcome back to MG Rebuild. I do apologise, it's been a few weeks since I've done my last video. And I've done bugger all to the MG in the meantime. There's a few reasons for that. Motivation's been a little bit low at the moment. In this cold winter weather, you don't really feel like going out into the garage and working when it's a bit on the chilly side. What I have been doing though, I've been working on another car. It's not an exciting car or anything like that. It's just about a 14-year-old Mazda 3. It's been involved in an accident with a kangaroo. It had been what we call in Australia written off, but it's what a repairable write-off, so you can actually repair the car and then get it re-registered. So that's what I've been doing, and I'll give you a quick look at the car anyway. Now it's a bit hard to tell, that's the actual front bumper from the accident. The main damage was here and a bit down there as well. I think it had been an accident prior to that, nothing major. So and also did bust up all the radiator support and the radiator and the air conditioner and so forth. And also managed to bust off the oil filter as well. But anyway, that's the car now, all fixed up. Just a couple of things to finish off on it and it's all ready to go. So that's my first attempt at painting a pearl. Not the best job, could have been better. I perhaps put a little bit too much pearl in it, and the clear went on a little bit drier than I'd hoped. But overall, it's going to be a reasonable car. It's going to be my new daily driver anyway. And of course, my son, who's about to turn 16 in about another 6 months' time, so he can actually learn how to drive a stick or a manual, whichever way you want to call it. So that's what I've been doing. Now you can see the MG's been a little bit neglected. It's quite dirty and dusty. It's got splatter marks all over it. Quite a lot of dust, a bit of crap inside the car as well. But what I have been doing a little bit, not much. I have installed indicators. There's one there and one there. Oops, sorry guys. Let's try that up for you. So what I wanted to do, I've seen a lot of indicators, whether I might mount them to the bumper or mount them here, top of the splash apron. But I wanted them to be mounted right next to the brake lights so people can see them quite easy. Now I did originally have some orange lenses coming in the in that missing parcel of mine, which would, look, it's never going to turn up, I know that for a fact. But anyway, so what I've done instead, I've used the original lenses and I've put an orange globe in there, so, and they do shine quite brightly, so it's going to look quite good when it's all done. The unfortunate thing is, in trying to keep things, or trying to mount it there, is I've had to drill holes into the actual side of the fuel tank trim. But that's not the end of the world. And to make it look as original as possible, I've also used the Lucas 1130s. Side marking lights that you would normally find on the front guard or fender, whatever you want to call them. But that just sort of, to me, makes it look a little bit more period, a little bit more original to a certain degree anyway. Let me know what you think. Now, as you can see, I've started to work on the center console. I've already had it chromed up and I've painted it a little while ago, and I've now added the switches and the lights as well, well, not the indicator lights, the ignition and fuel warning lights. I'm also going to put in, because I've got indicators, I'm going to put another light in there somewhere. I've seen them on a few of the different cars, and I presume it must be an original fitment for cars that came out with indicators. So I'll be putting one in there. But a good friend of mine, Jason from Victoria, has put me onto a bit of an idea of his, and I thought that was an absolutely fantastic idea. And that is to mount all your fittings with a plug. So I'll have a series of maybe about 3 plugs in the back of this. So if I ever need to take this console out, instead of having to unwire everything, I could just take out the 3 plugs, the starter cable and the choke cable, and the whole thing comes free. So I think that's going to make life a lot easier going forward, just in case I do have any issues with what's happening there. Now, as I said in the last video, I was actually going to start working on my dash, and that I'm about to start doing now. As you can see, that's the old original, I believe it's original, dash inner. It's got some unusual holes here, which I'm not sure before, and the previous owner has made some reference to them, but it's a little bit hard to read, like quarter clearance holes for something screw, maybe. So I'm not sure what that hole's there is for. And that one there also says another 1/4 inch something. So, and there's another little piece taken out there. There's not sure if that's supposed to be there. There's a little gouge there. Got one there and a hole for a water temperature gauge, which I'm putting in, and of course that hole there for the trip for the speedo. So anyway, it also, when I got the car, it also had made another one for me. Well, it was for himself really, but I've got it now, and that's it there. But it doesn't have those holes that I just showed you. Now obviously I've got to put in, where are we, that hole there for my water temperature. There's that mark above there, which I don't know what that's for. And those 2 holes that I mentioned earlier. So if someone can give me a bit of an advice on what exactly they are there for, that would be absolutely fantastic. So I know that way if I need to make those holes or not. So I've shown you the inner dash. Now this is the original outer dash. As you can see, it's delaminated. It's in very poor condition. That corner there's completely gone, and it's just absolutely useless. You can't use it for anything as such. Use it for a little bit of a template, but that's about it. So what I've done a very rough template up there at the moment, and had a little bit of a play with it. Now you can see I've put the piping in there just to give a bit of an idea of how much gap I'm going to need to put in that little chrome trim. Now some of it's pretty good. There's a bit of a gap down there, but I've seen quite a few cars with that gap. I'm not sure if that's something, is it just because that's higher than it is there sort of thing or not, I don't know. So a few ideas on that would be fantastic as well, guys. I've got some ply there ready to do, but I don't want to cut it until I know exactly if that's the right way to do it, or should I actually just build that up a little bit more in there, and perhaps a little bit more down through there as well. Maybe even trim some of it up the top there, I don't know, up there. So anyway, give me your thoughts. Okay, so this brings me up to another edition of Mailbag. As I was talking earlier about this friend of mine, Jason from Melbourne, he's actually rebuilding a TD for a gentleman, and I think he's also got to do a TF and an MGA later on for him as well, possibly. So he's got his hands full, but the gentleman's actually got about 40 years worth of spare parts. And I mentioned to Jason at one stage that my horn button, although it looks pretty, it didn't work. So he spoke to this gentleman, Ray, who's also in Victoria. And, sorry about the camera shake, I'm trying to do it all by myself this time, because my cameraman's busy playing with his computer, as all teenage kids do. And he has sent me another horn button. So thank you very much for that, Ray. I really do appreciate it. And also a seat rail spring, because mine was actually quite rusty, and when I actually de-rusted it, the little hook at the end just fell off. It was that rusty, it was useless, it was toast. So anyway, that's very much appreciated there, Ray, and also to you too, Jason. I do appreciate the effort that you put in to help me out with these sort of things. So if you do want to send me anything, whether it be stickers or anything, just a letter of encouragement or whatever it might be, or even criticism, I don't care. You'll find my mail address is down below in the comments, and go from there. Well, that's basically another episode done and dusted. It's, well, to be quite honest, it's a bit of a crap episode, really. It's not much I'm showing you as such. But that's the way life's been lately. So anyway, I'm going to be moving back into the MG with Ernest now. My parts are slowly coming in. I should have most of my parts here by within the next week or so I can really get into it then. The unfortunate thing is I have to pull the engine back out. It's the front crankshaft seal is leaking. I thought I would have got away with it, but I didn't, so I've got to redo that. So that the unfortunate thing is you've got to take the whole engine out to be able to replace that seal correctly. So I don't know if I'll do an episode on that, because you've seen me do it before, but you never know. If I get bored, I might do it. Anyway, so if you do like what you see, please subscribe. The channel's getting quite big in my standards. It's almost reaching 1,000 subscribers now, which is a magical point for a YouTube channel. So please do that. There will be a competition coming up soon, and it will be a subscriber only competition. So if you're not subscribed, unfortunately you can't enter. But if you do want to enter and you're not subscribed, just subscribe to the channel. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And of course you don't miss out on any episodes that come up as well. So until next time, I'll sign off and I'll see you later.